All right, here we are, the Plant Power Half Hour. Every Thursday, we're here in the Herbalist Group. Myself, Lisa Mosby, and my co-host, Paula Johnson. Paula's an integrated health and nutrition coach, and I am a former holistic health practitioner and still kind of coin myself as one of those holistic living experts. So we're here every week to give you some information, maybe a little bit of advice, talking about health. As I squeak these words out of my voice, Paula, who's going to want to take notes from me? But we talked about how I've been using oils to open up and expand and get some more air in and push that mucus out of my body with teas and things. So, sometimes you got to practice what you preach. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, yeah, I'm a little slow going as well. So this is perfect timing to be talking about the lymphatic system and helping our bodies just like get things moving and draining and get the crud out, get back to, you know, full vitality, right? So I'm excited to dive into this topic because it's perfect timing. I think a lot of people, especially in this season, need some support in this area. And there's some simple things that you can do to help your body with this. But understanding this is a really big part of our body systems that we don't really talk about very much in common conversation, right? We talk
It's
about vitamin
elusive.
C, we talk about
Yeah.
sunshine, but the lymphatic system is huge. That's like a major part of our body. And if that's not flowing, eh, we're kind of dragging.
Yeah, it's vital for overall health. It supports the body's ability to fight infection, manage fluid, process waste, getting regular exercise and staying hydrated, eating a healthy diet are all some ways that we can support a healthy lymphatic system. But our modern lifestyle kind of takes its toll on it. I know, I'm walking proof of that right now. If we don't have, if that filter, I'll call it a filter, if that filter isn't working, think about the filter on your furnace. When it gets gunked up, things just start to back up. And that's when we cause dis-ease in the body and we slow our body's immune system. So, how do we improve our circulation? How do we, continue to boost or maintain a strong, healthy immune system? Working with all of the different pieces. What are the pieces of the lymphatic systems? It includes our lymph. There's fluid, lymph fluid. It's a clear fluid. There's more lymph fluid in our body than there is blood circulating through our body. What parts of the lymph system are there? We've got the lymph nodes. You've probably heard of that, or you've had swollen lymph nodes. You may have heard those terms before. There's other organs that are part of that lymph system, including the spleen, the thymus, the tonsils, and even our bone marrow are all part of the lymph system. How do we keep this massive system within our body healthy when we don't even know what it is or how it works in most cases? So, there's three different kind of facts about the lymph system. The lymphatic system is bigger than the vascular system and moves about twice as much fluid on a daily basis. Number two, it's one directional. So when we're stimulating the lymph system, we want to stimulate it in one direction towards our lymph nodes. And we're going to talk about that next week when we talk about some of the different exercises and tools available. Maybe you've heard of dry brushing or fascia blasting or rebounding. We're going to dive deeper into those. This week, we want to talk about supplements to actually support our body's lymph system and getting it moving. The lymph system also defends the body and it escorts foreign matter out of the body. Those are kind of the primary functions of the lymph system. If we were to pick one thing, where would we start? Maybe with an oil, because it's easy to apply. What do you have for us today in the area of an oil?
Yeah, well, last week we covered a lot about grapefruit. So that absolutely is the first go-to, but we covered that a lot already. Today, I think we dive into lemongrass. Lemongrass has a huge impact for the lymphatic system, the glandular system, the nervous system, the circulatory system. It's a double, triple, quadruple whammy, really, to
Yeah.
get through all the things in our body to help move that through our body. So applying this topically is going to help that system drain and release those toxins that it's been holding on to. You can diffuse it into the air as well. diffusing it, of course, your sinuses, your lungs, or whatever, going to absorb that little bit of moisture with the essential oil in there. So it's going to help the lungs as well. But most beneficial is actually applying it topically to those lymph nodes and those areas and organs that are part of that lymph drainage system. It's going to be really helpful. Most people can apply lemongrass directly to their skin, but a lot of people want to apply it with a carrier oil. So that coconut oil that you have in your kitchen, that's a great solution. If you have a fractionated coconut oil, that's the liquid version of it, or whatever other carrier oil you like to use. But I just put a little bit of it in the palm of my hand, add a couple drops of lemongrass, and then just massage that into those points and areas so that it can help absorb through my skin into those areas and just start working in the background for us.
Yeah. There's some symptoms that kind of show up when we're talking about the lymph system. If your lymph system is congested, what might it look like? Fatigue, stiffness. I've had extreme fatigue. Lethargic, can't even get moving. And then that stiffness because it's clogged up. This is the fluid. It's the moisture system that's moving everything through our bodies. So you might feel it in stiffness or muscle or joint pain even. How about retaining fluid? Maybe I'm getting like sausage fingers, like fat fingers. I've been trying to go for a walk because exercise is one of the things that keeps it moving throughout our system. But when I'm walking, my fingers are getting really puffy and swollen, and it's like trying to flush and drink water. But water alone might not be enough. There's some other things that we may need to add to our water to help to move some of these things through. Bloating is another thing that you may see, or fluid retention. That's what those sausage fingers or that retention around your feet or your ankles may show up. Breast swelling during your cycle may be something related to your lymph system. Headaches for sure are lymph. It doesn't matter what else is going on. If we're getting headaches, oftentimes we want to just take a pill for it. But headaches are one of those symptoms that's your body shouting at you saying, hey, give me attention. If I have a headache, the first thing I do is drink the biggest glass of water that I can consume in a reasonable amount of time to try to flush things, to get it, kind of like put out the fire, like dump that water in there to get stuff moving. If you're starting to notice weight gain, it could be fluid retention, again, in the area of that lymph where it's holding on to the toxins. So rather than just water, how could I assist my body in managing this fluid retention and moving some of these built up foreign entities, foreign toxins? How do we move them out of the body? What are some supplements that we can use for that?
Yeah. Well, my answer to almost everything is eat your vegetables, get your fibrous greens in. But, when you're not feeling so great, it's kind of hard to have the motivation to go and cook and prep and get all those greens. So the easiest simple way to do that is grab some multi-greens capsules, take some of those, or the greens powder. Easy to mix into water, drink that down with some sulfurzyme or just on its own. What that's going to do is it's kind of like little scrubbers for your body system. It's just going to grab onto the toxins and junk that's stuffing up your lymph system and help move it through and out of your body. Kind of like what was that little commercial where they had the little scrubber guys that like ran
Yeah,
around
scrubbing
the
bubbles in the
bathtub?
bathtub. It kind of goes, cleans it all out. Yeah.
Those fibrous green vegetables do that for our body. And if you can't get the vegetables or you don't have the energy, at least get the greens powder in it, or both. Really, the greens powder or the multi-greens capsules have a big variety of greens in it. Spirulina and so many other things that it's hard to cook and get all of that into a meal versus they've already encapsulated that into a tiny tool that just is so easy to take and get things going again. But yeah, getting that in every meal of the day. So every meal should have greens in it at some way. Food, support, a capsule of powder, whatever. keeping that body moving through that is going to really support it from the inside out.
Yeah, greens have been my best friend the last 14 days as I'm trying to move this respiratory infection out of my body. Just putting them in a water bottle. And then you mentioned sulfurzyme. Can you share a little bit more about sulfurzyme with us? Because I have been using a capsule of sulfurzyme with my greens. And the other one I'm going to throw in is Ningxia Red, if you want to comment on that as well. Because that's been my
Mm-hmm.
morning cocktail every morning, just to wake me up and boost, the Ningxia Red has a lot of immune boosting in it. So immune suppressing
Yeah.
and immune boosting. And then, but that sulfurzyme, it really helps to manage the fluid. So if you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
share kind of some thoughts on either of those.
Yeah, the Ningxia Red is the most powerful antioxidants that you can get. I mean, blueberries are a superfruit, and eating like an ounce of blueberries gives you like 1,500 on the ORAC scale of antioxidants, versus an ounce of the Ningxia Red is more like 20,000.
And I'm doing two.
So amazing amount of that
Yeah.
to help nourish your body. And again, it's jam-packed with 20 different kinds of fruits and vegetables, which again, it would take you a long time to chew all that versus having something condensed and really powerful that you can just take a little ounce of it, or your little morning shot glass of health in
Yes.
there.
I mean, I put it in a big
Um,
bottle and add water to it just to thin it out and just kind of
yeah.
sip on it for, because I just have no
Mhm.
appetite at all. But wow, it's like energy in a bottle. I don't
It
know if they
is.
qualify that as an energy drink, but boy, it's like energy in the bottle. But way better than the morning coffee when you're feeling lethargic,
Mhm.
when you're just fatigued and lethargic. It's like, oh, I need that. I need
Yeah.
that nutrients. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And that's what it is. It is pure nutrients, but it's not loaded with sugar. It doesn't have all the garbage in it. It's just really a clean solution. Yes, I like to add it to a big glass, add some extra water, add in the greens powder, add in the sulfurzyme powder, mix that all together. The sulfurzyme is really helpful for the body too, because it helps break down all the foods that you're consuming so that your body can actually absorb the nutrients of what we're consuming, what we're eating, what we're ingesting for supplements. It's just going to help your body actually take that on better. It's also great for skin and hair and nails and all the things as well, but um, it just makes your body efficient when you're using it in that manner as well. So it's pretty, there isn't much of a taste to it either. So it's really easy to add into a beverage like that,
Yeah.
especially with your Ningxia Red.
Yeah.
You
Just
can
break.
add that
I did the
into.
capsules and broke it in there, and because I had
Hmm.
capsules.
Hmm.
So we've got the oils, we've got our grapefruit and our lemongrass that we've talked about the last 2 weeks. We've got a few supplements that we've added in here. Next week, we're getting into those tools and techniques, but I want to talk about exercise this week. I
Hmm.
live in a resort community and we do have a pool here. It's an outdoor pool, but it's a little bit too cold for it. But boy, I was reading about all, the movement in the water and the resistance that the water creates when you're fatigued, just holding onto the side of the pool and kicking your legs just to get moving, because your legs are the largest muscles in your body, are in your thighs and your legs. And so helping, getting those legs moving is really like exercising it's not really exercising the lymph. It's exercising to move the lymph is what I'm trying to say. And then using the rebounder and just walking. I've been trying to walk 2 miles a day, walk 2 miles a day, even dragging. It's not like, definitely no aerobic capacity happening here, but just sunshine, fresh air, and just moving the body. Why is exercise so important for this?
It's like the pump for your whole system to keep things moving. Thinking about when you're not feeling well, you're just laying on the couch, nothing's really moving, right? Your body's starting to slow down. So even internally, things are slowing and resting, right? But when we get up and we move, then things keep circulating better through our system. When we can keep that circulating, again, it helps grab the crud, the toxins, and helps flush them out. So an easy thing to do, whether when you're on a phone call or you're in between projects or you're just waiting in line somewhere, is just raise up on your toes. Up and down is pulling that lymphatic pump to start working in your body. So it's an easy way to just keep things going. Great for the calf muscles too, for women that love to enhance those. but just keep doing that for a couple of minutes in the morning while you're waiting for something. It's an easy thing to add into your routine throughout the day so that you can keep that moving. The other thing I love here, are you familiar with like a balance board?
Oh, you mean like the one under my feet? Yeah.
No, I didn't even know you had one.
Yeah, I either sit on it or I have it under my feet all day long. So there's always wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a great one to stand on at your desk. Well, if you like me, I have my standing desk up today. But even when you're doing tasks and things, standing on it, when you're not doing something you can focus on, try doing it with your eyes closed. It's a little bit harder for me today because I'm a little bit out of balance. You could see I kind of wobbled on that as soon as I closed my eyes. So
Yeah.
working on that and being able to use that is a great way to keep your system moving too, but then force yourself to move with it as well and get that rhythm going too. Helps move that. It doesn't have to be an intense run. That, of course, is going to help things move as well. But if you're not up for that, if that's not fitting into your day's schedule or your energy schedule, keep doing at least these little things to keep your lymph system moving.
Beautiful. Well, I hope you'll come back. Any final thoughts on this, or we'll just wrap this up and invite folks to come back next week?
Yeah, I'm excited for next week. We have some really fun stuff. If you haven't heard of dry brushing,
Or fascia
this is a new
blasting?
area to get into. Yeah, and fascia blasting, this will be a really fun conversation to share and get some more tools to utilize to improve our health.
More tools, more oils, more supplements. We're going to go deeper. We're going to go deeper. We're not just skin deep this week. We're getting down into that lymph. We're moving that body fluid. We're building health in our body. We're creating wellness in our life by learning about all of these things. Thank you so much for joining us every week. We'll be back again next Thursday, and feel free to check out any of the recordings. We have lots of recordings in the digital files here of just different things that we've been talking about over the gosh, it's been months now that we've been doing this. I don't know if we're coming up on a year yet or not, but feel free to send us your questions as well. If something comes to mind, or if you'd like to get your hands on a product that we've talked about and you don't know how, you can always private message us and we'll make sure that we take care of you. We're all about customer service and improving your well-being. And so we want to walk this path with you. We want to come alongside you as you're walking this journey. So thank you again for watching, for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.